Hey guys, how's it going? So this is one of our uncandid sit down and let's look at some technology together. So today we're going to take a look at, let me jump over to my desktop here. So there's a new distro out called Rhino, which is based on Ubuntu that people have been talking about. You know, in the industry, CentOS was the big thing until that kind of went away. You know, that's based on the Red Hat. So kind of forced everyone to go back to Red Hat or do some other distros based on Red Hat. Ubuntu was always good because there was a lot of applications made for it. It was more of like a client-based desktop that you could do a lot with, but it wasn't as stable as Red Hat. Anyway, Ubuntu was one of the first distros that I learned, you know, Debian-based distros before moving over to Red Hat and whatnot. So I just figured we would give this an install and a first look here, right? I don't know much more than you guys. I've seen some posts and people talking about it, and I figured it was worth looking at it. So they list it as an Ubuntu-based rolling release. Rhino Linux is an Ubuntu-based rolling release distribution with Pascal and XFCE at its core. Rhino Linux reinvents the Ubuntu experience as a rolling release distribution built on a stable desktop environment. Diverging from Ubuntu-based tradition, Rhino Linux is not derived from any LTM or interim releases, but instead uses Ubuntu's Devel branch to provide a rolling experience. So, how do we explain a rolling release distribution? You know what? Let's go ask ChatGPT. What is a rolling release distribution when referring to a Linux distro? Let's see. I mean, it makes practical sense, but I want to see what ChatGPT's definition of it is. A rolling release distribution is a type of Linux distribution that continuously updates software and system components without requiring major version upgrades or reinstallations. Instead of releasing new stable releases at set intervals, like Ubuntu's LTS releases, rolling release distros provide users with the latest software updates as soon as they are tested and deemed stable. Right? So here, some popular is Arch Linux, OpenSUSE, Gentoo. So rather than it being a whole build and giving you all the updates for all the pieces of software in that build, it will give you updates of the individual pieces of software when they're ready and tested, I guess. So kind of, you know, what you're used to on like Windows systems or Mac systems. You know, you install software, you get updates for those pieces of software. We're not really talking about software, we're talking more services within the distro, right? Okay, so I was actually going to do this the other night, and then I started the download here, and it took quite a long time. It took me almost an hour for a download. I'm on a good connection, so I don't know where they're pushing this from, but I figured we'll do a quick install on Parallels installation here. But let's look at the site a little more. Discover Unicorn. So I guess Unicorn is their GUI. It looks like a custom built XFCE desktop environment. Perfect for developers. Why? We'll fall in love with our vast software repositories, which are always up to date. Yeah, that makes sense. And it comes with Kodium pre-installed as well. Okay, so with that being said, I don't know what the minimum requirements are in here. Okay. Yeah, let's go for an install. Okay, so I don't always have Parallels running, but let's go ahead and run it. I don't like anything running extra that I don't need. Let's go ahead and... So I have all question marks here because these are all on a drive. All these other distros I keep on a drive that goes in out of my bag, and these windows are local here. So we're going to create a new one, right? We're going to go open because we have the ISO downloaded in our downloads. Rhino. We did an ARM64 because I am running on an M1 Mac Studio over here. Unable to detect. So let's just say that it's Ubuntu. We're gonna relabel this. Rhino. Suggesting 5 gigs of space. Oh well, I'll leave it as default and see if it takes that. Yes, allow. Try or install Linux. We're gonna do that. Go ahead and then maximize that screen. Yes. Yeah, okay. Well, maybe I won't maximize it totally, so. Okay, there you go. Well, that was a pretty... Okay. So I think it's running it locally. I actually want 64 gigs. I don't know if that's what we gave it. I think we gave it 6 or something like that. don't know what drive it's looking at. Interesting. Okay, let's open back. Center. Okay, so I guess it is set to 64 by default. Okay, I just don't like erasing anything. What's your full name? Password. Since I'm just testing this, I'm gonna have it log in automatically. That's fine. And let's do an install. Yep, install now. Cool. It was nice that it loaded really quickly. Just to think, it seems like it would work really good from a USB stick. Without an actual install. So I keep clicking on the screen here thinking it's stuff I have to do, but it's actually just screenshots of things while the install is going. We're at about 6% now. So let me know, what distros do you guys use for Linux nowadays? As you can see, you know, I have Fedora, Ubuntu, and Kali Linux nowadays. I've tried the Red Hat stuff. Love and hate it at the same time. You know, what do you use in a production environment, right? That's what makes Red Hat so good, but you have to pay for the support for it, and some businesses don't like doing that. I know there's some other distros that came out after CentOS, you know, went sideways, like Rocky and some other stuff, but again, the main thing about CentOS was the reliability, and it was so solid for production environment stuff. So we're about 10% over here. About 28%. 30. I mean, it's rocking and rolling. What are you guys currently using for virtual environments on single machines? Yeah, we have VM servers and everything here, but it's always nice to have something local. And I do like Parallels because, again, I could install the VMs on a drive and then move that drive around between machines. I like doing that. This way I always have my current toolkit, per se, with me. Yeah, let me know down below. What's your thoughts? What are you guys using? Are you a Parallels person, a Fusion person? You use VMware? What other tools you guys using? I am glad to see more, ARM-based platforms. Doing Windows 11 on an M1 Mac at the early days was brutal. All right, so this looks like it's done and it's restarting. Let's hit done. And you're waiting. Looks like an issue to restart, but it's taking a long time. Okay, let's call it the shutdown. Even that is taking a bit. I don't know if it hung up. I don't know. Tell people not to do this, but I'll stop it totally. Try to start it again. Welcome to Rhino Linux. Okay, let's take a look here. Make your choices. The wizard will guide you through everything. Okay. You know what? Let's go full screen for you guys. Can I move this around? Yeah, let's move it around. Start. Definitely want Linux. I guess we'll install Snap since that's the default Ubuntu one. You know what? Let's just go ahead and install all of them. Open source Docker container engine, yeah, we'll take that. We'll also do QM. This looks like it's bugged here. It looks like it bugged when I hit Docker. Yeah, it looks like this is bugged out for some reason, but okay, let's go. GitHub CLI, sure. Crash report. I don't need Redshift. Next. Password. Authenticate. While that's installing, there was another window here. Welcome to Rhino Linux. We're glad you could join us. Rhino Linux, your rolling system. Okay, so it has all this stuff, but I'm going to turn this off so it don't come up on launch. Let's look around. So, U is the search bar. That's good to know. Keyboard shortcuts, okay. Extensions. Okay. Look at the application grid. Decent amount. Network config. Windows Manager. Defburn. VS Codium. System media player. Okay, we got good old Firefox. That stuff for now. Nice. File manager. Want to see what stuff looks like, right? With the default look. Yeah, that's gonna bug me because I'm on the Mac. I'm used to going left side, which Linux is like that, but the fact that I'm seeing a dot on the left hand side on Linux is funny. It makes me want to click there. VS Codium, terminal, install still going. I guess supposed to give you all the details. We're using the unicorn GUI. I think it's almost done. I'll have to reboot again. Let's see if it actually reboots this time or if it gets held up. Okay, so now rebooted. All right, so what else we're gonna look at? So we looked at the system. Pull up the terminal. Ink and purple, huh? Go back to your system, being that everything installed. And upgrade. This is where you do the GUI updates. And I guess there was 277 packages that needed updating. I would have typically just did this in the terminal, but we are looking at, well, this is different. Okay, so while that's going, let's look up in the top right bar with, I don't think you guys can see. Let's edit. Let's exit full screen. Make this a little bigger. So I was just looking at these things in the top menu bar. Filing manager, networking. There's a little sideways caret. I guess that opens and closes. Only one thing in there right now, which is the network app. Notifications, do not disturb. Audio mixer, let's see, what does that look like? Actually, maybe I don't want to mess with that because I don't want to mess this audio up, what we're using right now. Battery, presentation, settings, what do settings look like? System, play, okay, browser, screen again. I feel like the little, I don't know, it's supposed to be, calling it a rhino, but their logo does not look like a rhino to me, like a fish or shark or something. Makes me think fish like it's underwater swimming, right? What else is there to check out? Let's look back at the application grid. Experience. So there's a, I guess we're in the dock version. Images on buttons, show images in menus. Likewise in dialog. Against and okay, yes, podium. Which was on the right hand side. Interesting. Okay. Window manager tweaks. Focus. Accessibility. Workspace noise placement. Poster. Yeah, all those IP addresses and everything and MAC addresses are all fake, right? They're all from the VM. So. Okay, so all those updates finished. Hotkeys. All right, guys. I mean, thanks for joining me on this quick install of Rhino. Are you guys using it? Let me know down below. Have you found anything cool about it that sets it apart other than the faster update? Which, again, you know, we talked about CentOS and Red Hat. The whole idea is things being stable there, right? So the question would be, if someone told me about this, is how stable is it? Right? We're, you know, in production, we're always looking for stuff as stable as possible. And with all these updates, they are saying they're tested, but that remains to be seen on how stable everything is. But at first glance, from like a client perspective of someone just wanting to get some work done, the install was pretty easy. You were able to, boot off a USB stick and not install anything and still use it, which is always nice to get some tools. There was a decent amount of updates, as expected. Yeah, it has a neat little, purple setup, their unicorn environment. And everything's there that we would expect from an Ubuntu distro. Again, let me know if this was helpful for you guys. And until next time, later.